The waiter who took the stand earlier? Poppycock. One possible reason would a waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony. Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were... Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hasanaga's real identity as proof by this evidence.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should say the front? Yes. It's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Will somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hasanaga sketched the plan of his restaurant on the reverse side of this business card. The front of the business card reveals the man's question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primarily Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? That waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. What? I haven't heard any mention of this before. The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witness there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you've seen this foreign gentleman at the scene? Well... Inspector Hasanaga. God, this fucking music. I was worried something like this might happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry my investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So you mean to say you really are a detective? Why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course. Oh wait, what did that say? Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, but what I'm not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hasanaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Ahem. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then I received some special orders. Special orders? looking to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that'd be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yumi University is currently housing a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain one of them, studying in the medical facility's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're a chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She's indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of the Yumi University's medical facility. What? What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I have erased all evidence of the lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in the testimonies. It must be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, the victim was dining alone. However, as we have discovered that the premise is false. It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth in giving a ruling at this point. But Your Excellency, are you missing the new deadline of the ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain? Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or others to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hasanaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Miss Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means we're going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution will call English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. They will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Alright. Actually, this will probably be a good point to stop. Really good point to stop, because it's now to be continued. So yeah, I guess this is the first good episode of, where we're getting interesting bit where we might actually have the real killer take the stand. But that will be until next time. And, game's a lot of dialogue compared to the other Phoenix Wright games, because we probably already would have been done with the first case in the first couple games, but, I don't know, we'll see how this goes. And,